I always remember, because we hold it against him to this day, the priest who lives in the rectory, that Sister Marie Julia, Sister Marion, and Mrs. Louise Fox bought a little puppy, a Cocker Spaniel newborn puppy, cute as a bug's ear, and did that with the pennies and nickels that children of the school contributed for a gift from Monsignor Gormley. And on the Feast of the Epiphany, after the Christmas vacation, we had a school assembly in the auditorium of the school when this puppy was presented to Monsignor Gormley, who was prepared, but it was supposed to be a surprise. So these two little cute kids from first grade, boy and a girl, dressed in their sharp uniforms, brought this basket with this little puppy up the steps of the stage and presented it to Monsignor Gormley, who was just wonderful, always wonderful with children, and acted so surprised and so grateful, and all the children were clapping and thanking him. And then he announced over the microphone that he was going to name this puppy Skippy, because I like Skippy peanut butter. And all the children just cheered and laughed. And he thought that was such a wonderful event, he went home and he wrote to the Skippy Peanut Butter Company and described this little scene and told them what he had said, that he liked Skippy peanut butter, so he's going to name his puppy Skippy. And maybe they would like to use this idea in their advertisements. And Skippy Peanut Butter wrote back and said, well, thank you, we have our own advertising department. However, enjoy these books and share them with your children. And they sent a bunch of books, children's books, entitled How the Peanut Becomes Peanut Butter. One of the significant changes here at Incarnation was when Father John Malone was assigned here. And that happened in 1967, so we served here together for a year plus a few months. And that became the downfall of rectory life, I think, because he was such a character. And if you remember him, I don't think I have to say any more about that, but the problem was he had so many stories. He entered into the culture and the life and the stories of Incarnation, and especially rectory life, and stories about Skippy, and then later about Father Mertz's dog Woofer. And the sad thing is that John Malone's got all these stories mixed up. So you can't really believe him when he tells a story, especially a humorous story about life at Incarnation. So if he's interviewed, you know, I say this with tongue in cheek, but you listen with a very discerning ear, and don't believe everything you hear from him, because he tells stories about Skippy that really belong to Woofer, and he tells stories about Woofer that really belong to Skippy. I alone know the truth. So if we ever write the story of Incarnation, I'm going to be very careful and deliberate about correcting history about the dogs in the rectory of my time.
That's awesome.
I want to say in conclusion, happy anniversary, Incarnation. Happy 100th anniversary. I hope everyone who sees this knows that Incarnation Parish was and is a leader of faith in South Minneapolis. I knew one of the youth when I was here, who was in high school, young sophomore year perhaps, who said, you know, you could live at the intersection of 38th and Pleasant from the time you were born until you die and have a very full life. Because that was true in my time, and I hope and pray that that spirit continues through this year and for many years, so that maybe some of you will have a 150th anniversary here, and the parish will have a 200th anniversary and more. God bless you all.